Hey everybody, welcome back to Getting Sober again. My name is Jay, and today is the day before Thanksgiving. Dear viewer, I recorded this episode before bed, so I may appear a little groggy. I apologize. Love, Jay. So this channel I actually created 2 years ago. I'll put the video link right up here. And I started this journey because things weren't really going the way that I wanted to in my life, and I decided that I needed to get some things in control. One of them being my drinking and other consumption of other things. And then also too, I had like anger issues. I was getting anxiety all the time. I was depressed all the time. I didn't like where I was in life. I didn't like my job, the people I worked with. There was just a lot of stuff that I didn't like. There were a lot of things. I was blessed in very many ways. Like I had this house and I had a great relationship at the time. But things weren't working out the way that I wanted them to. So I decided to make a big change. And that was the day after Thanksgiving. I decided to go cold turkey.
Ah, get it. Cold turkey.
But I decided to go cold turkey because I knew that was going to be a day that I would see my mom and we would have a bottle or two of wine and, you know, all the stuffing and the turkey and everything else. And I was just going to gorge. And I figured the next day would be a good day just to go cold turkey. And I also fasted that day, I think. I'm not really sure. But I decided to go cold turkey and quit everything that I was currently taking, which also included my meds.
Don't do that.
I was going to, I was getting therapy at the time, and I was actually on antidepressants. Now, I don't necessarily recommend going cold turkey off of your meds, but I wasn't really of the opinion that my meds were helping me. So I decided to go cold turkey off of everything. Don't do that. But everybody's journey is a little bit different. I knew because I was taking the mental preparation to get sober, and it was a decision that I had made previously. I had set a date and I decided that this was what I was going to do. I was going to go sober and I was going to challenge myself. And it was extra challenging because at that time I worked at a restaurant. I worked at a restaurant that had a bar. And one of the things I was able to get away with, which I wasn't supposed to, was I drank a lot at work. I was on my worst days, I was drinking like 10 shots of tequila while I was working. So it wasn't the best environment for me to be in. And then I eventually ended up leaving that job shortly thereafter, and I have never gone back to the service industry. And that was one of the big changes that I had to make personally, was I needed to get out of the service industry because I was always around alcohol. It was my job to sell alcohol. And I felt like a hypocrite being sober and then telling people like, hey, you want to get a shot of beer? Or you want to get a pitcher of margaritas? So I don't want to be that person. And I don't want to contribute to other people potentially going down this road that would be detrimental to their health, and it wasn't really helping me sleep at night. So I started the journey 2 years ago, 2018, the day after Thanksgiving, which is also known as Black Friday, but I called it Cold Turkey Day. So today is the day before Thanksgiving, and tomorrow I'm going to see my mom. My mom knows that I'm not drinking. All my friends and my family, all the people that I shoot pool at a bar very regularly, and all the people I shoot pool with also know I'm not drinking. And they're cool about it. They leave me alone. The bar actually has non-alcoholic beer. I hate it. But it's still good to be in the environment. It's still good to be around those people. But I decided that I wasn't drinking. I told everybody I wasn't drinking. And the only person that's going to let me down is me. I have to make that decision. So today, I wanted to talk about a principle from the book called The Art of War. But before I get to that, going into Thanksgiving tomorrow, unfortunately, I don't have a big family. So I don't have to worry about a big family gathering. I don't have to worry about a bunch of peer pressure and the whiskey being passed around and the wine being passed around. And don't get me wrong, I really like to take the opportunity and create the excuse to say, like, I'm going to drink. But I promised myself, I think about when I say I promise myself, the best strategy for me personally is I think about little J. I think about the little kid. I think about the little kid that's still inside of me, the little kid that's still inside of you. And that little kid still needs to be protected. That little kid still needs to be looked after. That little kid still needs somebody in their life that they can trust. And I promised myself that I would be that person for that person. And I wouldn't let myself down. I wouldn't let little Asian bowl cut Jay down. And I'm not going to do that. So when I see my mom tomorrow, I'm not going to drink. And if you're still drinking, if you're going to use the holidays as an excuse, sure, if you have a healthy relationship with alcohol, I don't really have a healthy relationship with alcohol. If you have a healthy relationship with alcohol, more power to you. However, if you didn't do No Drink November or Sober October, or if you haven't done any stint of sobriety, maybe a good time for you to not drink is the day after Thanksgiving, and then go all the way to the next occasion, which is what? Christmas. You got that right. Or if you don't want to go to, you can go past Christmas and go to the first major drinking holiday, which is New Year's Eve, which is, it's a shit show. You know it's a shit show. I know it's a shit show. It's amateur hour. It sucks. But you can use the gap between Thanksgiving and Christmas at least to go sober. So we're going to talk today about preparation, and we're going to talk about the art of war, because this is war. And this is a battle that many people don't win. Every battle is won before it is ever fought. Sun Tzu, The Art of War. There's going to be a link to the book below, so if you want to grab yourself a copy, that'll be a way that you can help support this channel, and it also makes a great gift. So I want to read a couple of excerpts from the book. In order to set the stage for victory, you need to manage both your resources and your forces wisely. Preparation matters. Every battle is won before it is ever fought. So how do we apply that to our lives? Well, first, let's set the stage for victory. What does that mean? One of the first simple steps, if you have a little discipline, is to maybe take all the booze out of your house. And some of you might be thinking that sounds like an opportunity to clean house. Like, I might as well just drink it all before I have to get sober. But that's not really setting the stage for victory, is it? It's priming yourself for defeat. Now, if you have like 2 beers in the fridge and you decide that you're going to go sober in 2 days from now, that's probably not so bad, is it? But if you have a bottle of vodka in the house and a 6-pack and you decide you're going to go sober in 2 days from now, that's probably not a good idea. Did you know that the average urine test can detect alcohol between 12 and 48 hours after drinking? More advanced testing can measure alcohol in the urine up to 80 hours after you drink. Breath tests can measure alcohol in your body up to 24 hours, but hair samples can date your alcohol consumption up to 90 days. I'm screwed. If they took a hair sample, a doctor would be like, so how many times have you been to Bonnaroo this year? And I hate to cover this one, but if you are a mother and you are breastfeeding and you do decide to drink alcohol, consider the following ways to keep your baby safe. 1, you could breastfeed before you have a drink. 2, you can pump extra milk ahead of time. Or 3, you can wait 3 hours after having a shot or a 12-ounce beer or a 5-ounce glass of wine before breastfeeding again. Moms be trying to party too. So what do we need to do? We need to set the stage for victory. I like to envision a puppet show or like a dollhouse and say like, oh, where does Jay go? And what does Jay do?
Uh-oh, looks like Jay's going to CVS to get mango White Claws again.
Nope, just kidding. He decided to go get tacos.
Small victory.
Jay cleared all the booze out of his house. Jay made a list of goals to achieve while not drinking, like this podcast. Jay made a list of activities to do as replacements. And Jay decided that he would be upfront and honest with his friends and family members that he wouldn't be drinking for X amount of time. He no longer frequents places of habit or creatures of habit, and he makes healthier decisions. And if he wants to get the day over with because it's been long and stressful, he can also just go to sleep early. Sometimes we need a little escape during the day. Life still happens. Life can still be stressful. How about a nap? Have you thought about napping? So what does your stage look like? Comment below. And if you're still with me so far, go ahead and like the video because it'll make me feel better. If you want to be successful in this journey, you must have accountability and you must have transparency. Ask somebody to sponsor you. I bet there's somebody else in your life who also doesn't want to drink for a week or a month or however long. How do I know? Because you're watching this channel and most of your friends are probably also alcoholics. Guilty. I have friends that are doctors, millionaires, artists, musicians, teachers, in the military, computer programmers, electricians, all alcoholics. And on this particular journey, I was able to get a couple of people to join along with me. And it makes me feel really good knowing that I've been able to positively affect a few people around me and knowing that they're also making better and healthier decisions. I kind of think of it as I had spent so much time in the trenches of bar life, and I see people in their misery and their depression and their woe is me attitudes and this thing happened to me and this thing happened at work. And it makes me feel really good knowing that I'm helping to kind of rescue those people out of those situations to make better decisions for themselves. Now, I don't check in on all those people, to be honest, because I don't really want to make anybody feel bad if they had maybe misstepped along the way. But sometimes I do check in and just say, hey, how's your progress going? Maybe how many days were you able to not drink or whatever, because I don't want anybody to feel like I'm judging them. And I don't want anybody to feel bad that they may have slipped along the way or had a drink or, succumbed to a stressful day at work or a personal situation. And you might not be ready right now while watching this video, but how about tomorrow? What about a week from now? How about in 2 weeks? That should be enough time to prepare, right? And back to the main point, preparation matters. Every battle is won before it's ever fought. Say it. Every battle is won before it's fought. You decide. Decide now that you won't drink, if that's what you want to do. And yes, you must want to do it. If you come into this decision with the attitude that I'm gonna give it a try, you already know what's gonna happen. You are going to fail. What if you said that same phrase, I'm gonna give it a try, and applied that to anything else? What if you said, you know what, I'm gonna give being a parent a try, or I'm gonna give college a try, or I'm gonna give my job a try. I'm gonna give my relationship a try, or I'm gonna give heroin a try. Just kidding, don't do that, don't do that. Because heroin is probably the one thing that you'll try and 100% will never stop trying. Also, Breaking Bad. It's really addicting. You must commit. You must decide that this is my plan. These are the things that I'm gonna do. These are the changes that I'm gonna make. These are the ways that I'm going to be accountable and be transparent in my decision-making process. So set yourself up for success and give yourself some fun incentives along the way. In a prior episode, I talked about how I take the money that I would have spent going out and buying booze and tipping the bartender and then having to go to Wendy's afterwards and whatever other bad decisions that I would typically make throughout the night. And I came up with a daily cost for drinking and other stuff, and that came up to $30 a day. I know, that's a lot of money. And some of you are probably not spending that much money. I also talked about that in the other episode, or maybe you're just getting a 6-pack of Miller High Life, and that's $5.49? I don't know. But $30 a day from me times today is, I think, day 26. That comes out to $780 that I would have spent / wasted on stuff that's gonna go in the toilet. So what I did was I calculated how much money I'd saved so far, and when I got to certain thresholds, I would reward myself. So in the morning, sometimes I'd wake up and I would think to myself oh, how do I get to go shopping today? So instead of shopping for booze the night before, I get to reward myself in the morning by buying something for myself or maybe for a friend or family member. And since I started this new journey for No Drink November, I've saved enough money to buy 3 new podcasting microphones and a brand new camera lens. And I still had money left over. So I shared some and made some donations to a friend who got diagnosed with cancer. I also signed up to make monthly contributions to my local food bank, since right now during COVID, a lot of people are struggling and suffering. And if you didn't know, contributing just $1 to your local food bank can help to provide up to 4 meals for someone in need. And that makes me feel really, really good, knowing that the money that I would have wasted is going in a positive direction. And, I bought myself some stuff. But stuff that I can't take that away. Every morning I get to wake up and I see my 3 new microphones and I get to see my brand new lens. As opposed to drinking or fast food, I will literally never see that ever again. So how much money have you saved since you stopped drinking? Comment below. And in what ways are you preparing yourself to get yourself sober? Or maybe you already are sober and maybe you're going to get somebody else sober. Comment below. And if any of this information helped you, hit the like button. And did you subscribe yet? Why wait? And also hit the notification bell because every week I put out new content. Also, I set up an email account in case you want to get in touch. And that email address is going to be gettingsoberagain@gmail.com. So where are you on your journey? Feel free to comment below. I respond to every single message. So please stay in touch. Good luck, and I'll see you soon.